You better enjoy my videos while they're still free, guys. 10 years from now, I don't know. I think I'm gonna charge for them. Just kidding. Who would want to watch this? All right. So on page 193, this is. Write down the formula for the area of trapezoid. And we have a problem here. Most of the time, you're going to need to find the height. Okay? So step 1, find height. To find the height, you could use sine law or Pythagorean theorem. I'm just going to write down Pythagoras. Okay? It's actually Pythagorean theorem, but I'm going to write Pythagoras. So whatever the scenario, if you have an angle, you can use sine law. If you don't have an angle, you need to use Pythagorean theorem. I'm going to use Pythagorean theorem in this particular case. So you cut out, I'm going to use a different color here. You cut out one of the triangles, right? I'm going to show you that there's 2 on either side. This is height and this is height, right? It doesn't matter which one, but the fact remains that the height will be there. And I'm cutting it right where the short side ends. I'm going straight down. Same on the other side, right? The short side ends there, I'm going straight down. That's key. Okay, so I'm going to pick this side, redraw that. I know that this is 5 centimeters. Why do I know that? Because the markings here tell me that this is an isosceles trapezoid, so I can transfer that over. How do I know? How do I find out this little stretch here? Subtract 10 and 6, but then you have to divide in 2 because you have a slot. Because if you just subtract them, you're just going to get what these are combined, right? You need to have just one. I'm going to kind of call that x here. So to find x, we go 10 minus 6, right? 10 minus 6, and we divide that by 2. 10 minus 6 is 4. 4 divided by 2 is 2. And so that's what goes in here, 2 centimeters. And then this is going to be our height, which we're going to find right now. You can use Pythagorean theorem because the height is always measured at a 90 with the ground, always. Think of, yeah, base and height always meet at a 90. So to find that, h in this case is one of my legs. I have the hypotenuse there, so I need to take the square root of hypotenuse squared minus leg number 2. Okay, 25 minus 4 is 21. I don't know where your paths are leading after this, Red River, whatever. Some teachers will leave it at root of 21 because root of 21 is not a perfect square, right? It has decimals. So they might just use root of 21 in their calculation for area, right? They might just plug in root of 21 for h here, just leave it like that. We won't do that, right? But I just want to warn you, you can. I will not take marks off if you ever choose to do so. 4.5826, 4 decimals, remember? 4.5826 centimeters. Now we can find the area. Area is A plus B, make sure you put the brackets around it, times the height divided by 2. That is 16, right? 6 and 10. And now I can go ahead and calculate that. 16 times 4.5826 equals, that's just what I always do. I always find the denominator and then I go divide it by 2, 3666. Now we can round to 2 decimals because we have our answer. And this isn't centimeters squared. So this is the area of that trapezoid. I will get you to practice one right now. Write this down, yeah, make sure you have this written down. And then I'll get you to practice one. I'll give you one and you try that real quick. Okay. So I need you to put your thinking caps on because I will not give you the exact same one. This is on 194 at the top there. Find the area or calculate the area of this right trapezoid. It's not the same way as the formula is still the same, but let's see how you can if you can figure this out. It's actually easier. So go ahead and see if you can do this before we move on. I won't talk, I'll just work it out. Question? Okay. 1 second. Yeah, so in this case, you did not need to divide by 2, right? It's just 20 minus 14 is 6. And that goes in there. There's no second triangle on the side, on the left, right? Don't divide by 2, maybe. I don't know. You need to tell yourself that. So area is 14 plus 20, right? A plus B times the height, all of that divided by 2. So this is 34. Is it 96 or something like that? It's 8996, yeah. Centimeters squared. Yes. There you go. So now you have areas of trapezoids. That's basically how it works. Hey, if you ever forget the formula for the area of a trapezoid, what could you have done? You learned this in grade 11 or grade 10. Find the area of this rectangle, then find the area of this triangle and just add them up, right? Length times width for this one, base times height divided by 2 for this one. That's another way. And if we had time, I could show you how the formula for the trapezoid is actually derived from that, from the fact that length times width, and this is base times height divided by 2. Okie dokie? All right. I posted the key to these pages yesterday. So I actually gave you the answer to all of these. So you can go ahead and do that. So the kite down here, maybe I'll just do the kite on page 195 before I start polygons. Go to 195 and go to that question C there. So they're asking you to find, right, y, x, p, z, right, all those lowercase letters. And some of them are fairly simple, right? We know that these two are the same. So y is equal to 7 meters, right? And why is that? I know that AB is the same as BC, right? Like that, those stretches are the same. So I can just figure that this is 7. Go ahead and fill in your diagram. That's actually what I do most of the time. Then finding x, right? So to find x, this one here, I just take one of these right triangles here. Before I do that though, watch carefully. There's a piece of information here, AC, like from here to there, that's 10. We're told from A to C is 10. And if you know anything about a kite, we know that these sections are split in half. Not these two, but these two are. So we know that this is 5 and this is 5 also. So we needed to know the property and this piece of information here. So to find x, I'm just going to cut, you choose which one. But I'm going to transfer 7, 5, and this is x in this case. X happens to be one of my legs here. So I'm going to go hypotenuse squared minus the leg squared. 49 minus 25. That's 24. So x is square root of that. 4.90 rounded meters. So that's, I needed that. I needed the y. Check, check. They need, well, z is easy too, right? If this is the same, then this, I can conclude over here that z is 18 meters. And the reason is that AD is the same as CD, right? These stretches are the same. Done. Z is done. Y, Z, they were very easy. So now we need to do P, which is the same way. So to find side P, you cut one of these. So I'm going to do one of those. This is 5. This is 18. P is there. So again, hypotenuse squared minus, you can never have a negative inside a root, folks. If you ever get a negative, you got to go back, right? Something went wrong. So 18 squared minus 25, that's 299. Square root of that is 1729. And we are meters still. So there you found everything about that kite that you needed to know. Question: could you find the area of the kite? 2 triangles, right? So if I ever do that to you, you find the area of the top, the area of the bottom, and add them up. Base times height divided by 2. Right? Base, height divided by 2. Don't have room to do that here, so maybe to find the area of kite, right? Find the area of top plus area of bottom. And remember, area of a triangle is base times height divided by 2. Probably worth highlighting. And I encourage you to do the rest, right? 195, 198, 200. The key is posted, but I wouldn't just look at the key. I would actually try them. They're not that hard, folks. They're just read them and get comfortable with the wording. But it's really just applying the skills you already know for the most part. It's just a bit of a review here and there. Okay. I'm going to stop this recording.